You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button.
Over the weekend, really Friday night, at the Manning Passing Academy, Garrett Nussmeier put on a show. He was named one of the 12 standouts from the event that had close to 50 of what they call the top quarterbacks, obviously, in college football, gathering in Thibodaux, as they normally do for the Manning Passing Academy. And look, we can go through some of the stuff that happened with Garrett Nussmeier in the Friday Night Lights event, specifically, where, I mean, if you're not familiar with how that goes, it's just a bunch of different drills that they put these guys through, that they put each quarterback through, where they warm up with just a deep ball challenge. Then it's 3 throws ranging in yardage and distance. You're trying to hit moving targets. It's like a golf cart with a net that you have to land it into. And then you make a 40, plus yard throw on the run. You throw one ball sudden death if you get, tied in that situation. And then it ends with what they call the Canes challenge, where it's 1 throw, each guy 30 yards. You're trying to throw it into a basketball hoop. So that's kind of what they do with the Friday Night Lights challenges as they describe them. This is what I will say. It should come as no surprise that Garrett Nussmeier did well at this. Like, Garrett Nussmeier is always going to test well. He just is. When it comes to routes on air, when it comes to drills, when it comes to, deep ball, it's always going to go well. What have we heard about Garrett Nussmeier since we've been talking about him when he was being recruited to LSU? The tools, the intent, just the raw talent, the tools, the deep ball, the big arm, the gunslinger mentality. You've heard of all of that. So it should come as no surprise that Garrett Nussmeier tested well at this. This is his deal. This is right up his alley. Let me get out there, uncork the pigskin, and just go. And he did. And it was awesome. But for that, he's named a standout. For what it's worth, maybe one of the most impressive things, and you can tie this into what you want to see from him on the field in 2024 as LSU's number 1. Garrett Nussmeier was one of only 3 quarterbacks that succeeded in that final 40-yard, the 30-foot the throw into the basketball hoop. One of 3 guys. You get 1 throw to do that. And he succeeded. So I look at that and I go, okay, well, one thing you want to see from Nuss is obviously maybe some improvement in accuracy. That shows that. But I'll kind of go back to how we started this. You expect this from him. And this isn't even going to be a conversation of, okay, then what do you want to see out of him? Because we know the answer to that. We've had that conversation over and over and over ad nauseum. It's the whole gunslinger thing. Oh, he's got all the intangibles, all the arm strength, everything you want, but he's got to make the right decision. Can he get smarter on the field? Make the play to win you the game, not to lose you the game. We've had that conversation over and over again, including leading up into the bowl game, and you saw him do that there. So it's not even going to be a conversation about that. I'm much more interested in what Garrett Nussmeier said at the Manning Passing Academy, and what Garrett Nussmeier's teammates have said about him leading up. Because I think that shows you why he's poised to make the next big leap in his progression at LSU and be that quarterback one that everybody thinks he can be, more than him throwing the ball, 30 foot into a basketball hoop, or more than him just launching a deep ball down in Thibodaux. Throughout spring, throughout even the summer, you've heard plenty of Garrett Nussmeier's teammates and coaches be asked about him and what has stood out. And they've been given 2 answers, whether it was Brian Kelly or Joe Sloan, whether it was teammates like Mason Taylor back in the spring when he was asked what is standing out about Garrett Nussmeier.
Definitely stepped into the role right away, and I think that's big for us because right after the bowl game, I think you guys knew Coach Kelly said about the player-led team, he's 100% right. Nuss has came in and took this team upon himself, and he's taking the offense to do extra throwing, watching extra film, and all that stuff. So he's taking the team with him, and I think that's something we need.
Leadership is number 1. Jordan Gilbert sat in this studio with Matt a couple weeks ago, and Matt asked the safety on the other side of the ball, hey, look, you've been going up against Garrett in practice. What have you seen? What stands out to you about Garrett Nussmeier?
His confidence. Him knowing that he got some big shoes to fill. He's smart. He understands the different schemes that the defense be in. So to be able to make a pass whenever it needs to be in the right spot, that as a vet playing in the SEC, like that's what you need to be able to win games. And he's stepping up to the plate each and every day.
Leadership, confidence. Those are the two refrains that you've heard from everybody when they talk about Garrett Nussmeier. And I think that is way bigger than the talent of him on the field, because we know about that. But if that's a guy who's taking control of the huddle now, who's taking control of the locker room, and hey, you saw that in the second half of the ReliaQuest Bowl, didn't you? Make the play to win the game, not the play that loses you the game. Well, the one mistake he made was the interception before halftime. And after that, he was incredible. He commanded the team down the field time and time again when you needed it most. That builds confidence for sure. And it's interesting to hear Jordan Gilbert say he knows he has big shoes to fill. So knowing that and being able to do it with leadership, with confidence, you combine that with the talent, and that's when you get Garrett Nussmeier taking that next step to lead this LSU offense under a guy he trusts so much in Joe Sloan, where they have such a great relationship. That's how you see him catapult himself forward and be quarterback one. Be the next guy in what has become a really fruitful position for LSU as of late, QB1. Because if you're looking for him to make better decisions on the field, if you're looking for him to maximize talent, confidence is going to help with that. Not only confidence in his ability, but confidence in the guys around him. And you gain that through being a great leader. Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, the two best quarterbacks that LSU's had in history of the program, all had that about them. I'm not saying Garrett Nussmeier is going to be Jaden Daniels or Joe Burrow, not even. But I'd tell you that Zach Mettenberger had that. Confidence in the guys around him, confidence in himself, and was a leader, and that was able to take that offense to the next level. Matt Flynn in 2007. I mean, you go down the list, and what a lot of those guys had in common is they had to wait their turn. Or, they were veterans. Flynn waited a turn. Mettenberger waits turn. Obviously, Burrow and Daniels transfer in. But they were all veterans. Garrett Nussmeier is that veteran. For what it's worth, he himself was asked at the Manning Passing Academy, said we were interested in what he had to say. This is number 7, Alondra, how his mindset has changed since becoming QB1.
I think, of course, with the dynamic, it's changed obviously a little bit. But, like you said, I've been preparing for this. I've been excited for this, since I got to school. I got a flash of it. I got a touch of it my freshman year, and then it was taken away. So I've just been itching to get it back ever since. And so, in staying at LSU and being where, I felt like I needed to be and felt like where, God had me for a reason. I'm excited. And like I said earlier, I'm just trying to put my head down and work and trust in God and let Him do the rest.
The hunger that he has plays into it as well. Where, that's true, man. As a freshman, getting in there against Arkansas and having really good moments in that game, but overall just not there. You're looking for the consistency, right? And you get that taste of it, and then it's taken away. And then Jaden Daniels comes in, and you finally get your feet, your hand back around it. You finally get to grab that brass ring in the bowl game, and now all that's left is to just pull it down. And that will obviously play into confidence and leadership and just the hunger that he has. Love that too. And then this answer. This is the one you've seen it, and I get it. It's the right thing to say when asked about this. But LSU's had 2 Heisman Trophy winners now, and at the quarterback position in 4 years. And Garrett Nussmeier was asked about his chances winning the Heisman Trophy and what that would mean to him.
I don't really feel any pressure about it. I could care less if I win the Heisman or not. Really don't care at all, to be honest with you. Everybody talking about this, 3 Heisman winners in 4 years, I don't care. I want to win a national championship. I want to lead LSU to the greatest stage possible. That's all I care about.
Again, it's what you want to hear somebody say. It's the PC answer. It's team. I want to win the national championship. You don't have any reason from what you've seen from Garrett Nussmeier in his career at LSU so far to not believe him there, though. And he's got a pretty darn good supporting cast around him, whether it's the receivers, the running backs, and arguably the best offensive line in college football to get that done. Combine that with his leadership confidence and then the raw ability. They got a really good shot to be great on offense once again. How they do it on defense, that'll ultimately determine the season. But man, loved hearing from Garrett Nussmeier at the Manning Passing Academy because it just kind of backed up everything else that his teammates had been saying about him and his coaches. And now you know why when you hear it from the horse's mouth a little bit.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.